Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Yep. 205-964-5243. You know.
Good day for this particular mukbang, Flipman's Daily Live on Wholesale and Real Estate without using your cash or credit on Wednesdays. We normally do two things at one time, which will try to answer some questions, provide some value, but also feed the beast when you're looking at it. And so remember, today's title, before I get into that, can you wholesale houses part-time? Can you wholesale houses starting out part-time? Before I answer that, remember the 205-964-5243 is the number if you want a copy of the contract that I've been using since 2003, text the word contract. If you want a script, so when you're talking to sellers, text the word script to that number. Also, if you want to partner with me 50-50 on deals because you have a property on the contract and you're dealing directly with the owner, it's a great deal and it's off market. And my definition of off market, if I advertise the address, I can't, it's not for sale anywhere on the internet, then text the number there, text 5050 slash backslash 50. So 50 /50 for that info. The CRM, if you need to manage your leads, you're just getting leads in from all different directions, which will be a great thing, such as driving for dollars, bandit signs, JVing with other wholesalers, cold calling, text messaging. The CRM will help you manage that. So now you can create pipelines for each one of those so you can see what's working, what's not working, what you need to do more of, what you need to do less of, or correct some things. Also, you'll be able to communicate with your leads through text messaging, email, ringless voicemail, and actual phone calls right there through the system that will be recorded. So now you can go back and listen to them for yourself, or if you have a VA working for you or a partner, you can see what they said, what they may have said that's right, and what they may have said not that's wrong, or did they do it at all? All right, so, and then also you can build a pipeline for your cash buyers, also that you can reach out to them when you actually have deals all at once through text message, ringless voicemail, email. So text CRM to the 205-964-5243. If you're trying to build a cash buyers list before you start, or even if you have a deal on the contract, text the word cash to a video I just released last week, CASH to the 205-964-5243. Last night, I think the probate, if you're trying to build probate lease or pre-probate list, text probate to that number. So let's get into it. Can you wholesale houses part-time, or can you start out wholesaling houses part-time? Of course you can. That's the way I started and most people start. And when most people start any business, they probably have a 9-to-5 or another source of income before they start that business. So is this one of those opportunities that you can work at part-time and to build it to a full-time option if you want? Most definitely. It's all about time management. You have 168 hours in a week. Even if you work 50 hours a week and you slept 56 hours a week, that's 8 hours a day. That still leaves 106. So even if we did another, we'll say 35 hours of just doing whatever you want to do. So now we're at, 141. So that leaves about 27 hours to work on your business of wholesaling or whatever you want to do. But in this case, we're talking about wholesaling real estate, wholesaling houses. So most definitely you can. It's just all about time management and actually doing it. So we're here to help you obviously get educated so you can start the process of doing this. So I'm ready to eat. Let's get it. Oh, and no, about the likes. Please like this. You know, when you like something, I was educated yesterday, and I can't believe I didn't know this. I've been using YouTube for for my own personal use, who knows, at least since 2007, I would assume. And if you like something, once you like it, now you're actually building a library of things that you do like, such as my videos. And you can always access a video you watch them because people say, well, I don't remember which video it was, blah, blah, blah. If you like it, then you can go back to your library on your app, on your YouTube app. From there, it'll say your likes, and it'll be right there. You just select that particular option and boom. So I'm giving you another incentive to like what you see, if you like, assuming you like it. If you hear, you probably do. Let's get it.
All right, everybody from YouTube and Facebook is just saying good afternoon, Footman. Mogo Green said, Footman, I'm just now coming around. Love in Vegas. Is it too late?
No, it's not too late.
Live in Vegas. Is it too late? Sorry.
Nope. You're right on time.
This one's from the Looney Boy TV. He said, how can I wholesale a house that's in another city? Is it hard?
Well, assuming that you have a great deal, and how can you wholesale a house in another city? Ideally, you'll want someone to help you with that, whether it's another wholesaler, a friend or family member, or maybe even a real estate agent. But in a lot of cases, maybe not always, you're going to need boots on the ground to do some of the grunt work that needs to be done and on your behalf, representing you. So yes, you can.
All right, this is on Instagram. Ty, we need to talk about those dead leads. I want to pay you for the dead leads that you have.
Okay, DM me.
All right, everybody on TikTok said the legend. Then somebody said, why are you always eating LOL? And he's not. This is just
Once a week.
mukbang.
Mukbang Wednesday.
No, we do eat every day. Just don't do it on video.
All right, Teresa from Facebook said, I'm surprised you didn't know that also. She's talking about the likes going into
I didn't.
I don't know where you been.
It was amazing to me when Ken brought. Didn't you say that, Ken, yesterday?
She did. Lord.
I thought that was amazing.
All right, Alvin W said, should I use PropStream even though I have access to MLS in my area?
Well, what PropStream and tools of that type will do that MLS probably won't do. If you wanted to build certain type of list of owners, it's going to do that. Also, you can skip trace within the app. You can use within the tool itself, when you're out looking at properties, the app itself will allow you to basically drive for dollars, but it puts it on turbo for you. You manage your driving for dollars when you're looking for particular type of property, whether it's vacants, potential pre-foreclosures. The app it just does so much more than MLS. So to answer your question, yes.
All right, this one's from Laura Hudson. She said, hey, Ty, when my client signs the contract and sees that I'm the buyer, what's the magic words to say? I just want to be more comfortable explaining.
When the seller says, nothing, you're the buyer. You buy houses as is. You normally close in 2 to 3, 4 weeks. You pay all closing costs minus any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens.
All right, this one's from the Looney Boy TV. He said, what's the fastest way to build a buyer's list?
The fastest way to build a buyer's list, which again, that video that I put out last week on is probably the fastest way to build a buyer's list. It's going to cost you or whatever, a few dollars or whatever. But just text the word cash to the 205-964-5243, and that video will show you.
All right.
And that's my most recent video, and up to date of this video.
All right, I be moving up said, thanks YouTube for the late reminder. We're just glad you're here.
Yeah. See, you had to say that. You like it. Now, guess what? My stuff will start to come in your feed. But on top of that, if you subscribe to the channel, tap the little button, then it's going to give you an option to select all. If you select all, then you will be alerted whenever I upload new content and when we go live.
All right. Alicia Sanders from YouTube said, "Hey Ty, I'm a real estate agent. What's the best way for me to get started?"
Well, obviously, you got to have a source to educate yourself on the entire process. You're a little ahead of the game compared to most people because you probably have participated in an actual closing. So you understand that process. Well, now you need to wipe your brain clean and take that agent's hat off, right? And how they think for the most part. And understand how an investor slash a wholesaler thinks. And so the only way to do that is educate. And this is the source to do that because I give all the information away through my YouTube channel. So assuming you do all of that, then understand the business boils down to marketing and generating leads, no different than being an agent. The one advantage you would have is a lot of properties that may not be a deal for a wholesale cash deal, it may be an opportunity to turn into a listing for you. But your first objective to make it a wholesale deal first, if possible, if you can negotiate that down, then you can put your realtor hat back on or whatever, and you can get the commission on it, or if they're interested in that, because they're asking more than what makes a cash deal for you. But the wholesale part, because you're normally going to make more money than you would as an agent versus a wholesale. I mean, you're going to make more on wholesaling than you would as an agent or whatever. So.
All right. This is on Instagram. How do I get a contract that matches my state laws? What source do I go to make sure I'm not stepping on any toes?
There's really not a contract for a particular state when you're just talking about doing a real estate trade. You and a seller can write up a contract on the hood of your car or their kitchen table. You're the buyer, they're the seller, the address, a price. You say buying as is. You're going to say what date you're going to close on and sign, both of you all sign it. That's technically a contract. You can just go layer after layer of adding more stuff into it. And maybe you put in a due diligence clause, a due diligence time frame. So you can put in there 14 days or so. So it's no contract specific to your state. The contract that I give away has been used all over. Just use it. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
All right, this is on TikTok. Hey, Flip Man, if I Google a property and it's not listed, is that true when it shows on Zillow that it's not listed, or could it be listed somewhere else?
It'll, for the most part, if you Google it, you pull up the Zillow result, if it's not showing for sale there, more than likely it's not for sale. Not as far through a real estate agent. It still could be for sale. It just the owner doesn't have it online. At least not on Zillow. It still could maybe be listed on Craigslist or something, or whatever, but not on Zillow, which is the main thing that you're looking for.
All right. Do you recommend to wholesale houses near a military base?
Do I recommend what?
Do you recommend to wholesale houses near a military base?
Well, yeah. Again, it still just boils down to there are opportunities. There's a lot of transactions, which is probably is on the near military base because there's constant transition or whatever. So, yeah, for deals there.
All right. This one's from the Looney Boy TV. He said, "Will the buyer pay you your commission and then pay the seller, or how does that work?"
It's not a commission that you're being paid, but basically the buyer is funding the deal, right? And so, the buyer is funding the deal, and so, and so, and so, The seller's going to get their funds on what you all agreed upon, and you're going to get paid an assignment fee. You're going to get paid an assignment fee, so which will allow the buyer to take your position to buy the property. Basically called a get out of the way fee in a nutshell.
All right. Big Boy Music Group said, hey, Footman, what do you think about this new app called Home Links that's pushing sellers to go there to sell their house? I think it has a list of cash buyers that put offers in there. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of a similar app. I don't think that was the name of it, but just another avenue out there for people to sell. But it's not going to be the only avenue, obviously. So,
Yeah.
So.
All right, this one's from Joy Martin on YouTube. They said, hey, Ty, I'm just learning about wholesaling. I live in Philadelphia. I heard some states are trying to ban wholesaling. Philadelphia is one of them. Have you heard about this, or is this true?
They're not trying to ban it. They're just a couple of them are trying to regulate in the city of Philadelphia. I'm assuming PA is, from my last understanding of it, the only thing they're asking you to do is just to get a wholesaler's license, which is no test required the last time I heard. All you have to do is it's more like just getting a business license for a wholesaler. So get out there and do it.
All right, N and M Home Solutions said, are you interested in any properties in the Cleveland, Ohio market?
Most definitely.
I love Cleveland. All right, Ty.
That's one place I've been twice before.
I have family that live there. I think all Black people have family that live in Cleveland.
One of my, I don't. And that's way up there, too.
Mm-hmm.
I drove to Cleveland.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
You flew.
I drove to a city below Cleveland. I flew to actually Cleveland once.
Mm.
One of my best students, longtime student, Randy, up there killing it.
All right, shout out to Randy. All right, Laura Hudson said, Ty, that is exactly what I say, but then they get me into buying for more money. One deal, I didn't sign it until I left the client. Is that okay?
Say it again?
Okay, she said, that's exactly what I say, but then they get into me buying for more money. One deal, I didn't sign it until I left the client. Is that okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one's from
If I understood what she's saying.
Jaquez Parker from YouTube. Forgive me if I said your name wrong. He said, how long does it normally take to get a deal with all steps taken properly? It's subjective.
It's subjective.
It depends on you and
Seller,
whoever you're working with.
Who you work with, the buyer. Ideally, most of these deals happen, if they're going to happen, within 2 to 4 weeks. Normally. Obviously, it can happen faster. Sometimes it can take longer.
All right. The Looney Boy TV asks, how can I contact the owner of an off-market house?
Well, you have to determine who the owner is. Once you do that, you'll have their name and mailing address. You can use that information to skip trace. Skip trace their information for a phone number, or you can send something in the mail.
All right, Eric Carney said, hey, philanthropists and the ladies of Flipness. Sorry, I'm late. That job thing keep getting in the way.
Put it on one of those plates and warm this, so you're going to take it out there.
I'll just clean out the microwave, too. They can't see you. Step
Y'all wow. Boy.
Crazy as hell. All right. This one's from...
What did you say, Eric say?
He just said, hey, and he said, sorry, I'm late. That job thing just keep getting in the way.
Oh, wow.
Which I feel you. This one's from Michelle McDonald. She said, how can I get started wholesaling as a beginner with the cheapest expenses I can afford for now?
Well, Michelle, the best thing anybody can do, whether you got the money or not, the more you equip yourself as far as how to do it, the more you've increased your chance on doing it, right? But with a low budget, I get it. Started there myself. One of the things that I didn't know before early on is taking advantage of other wholesalers' deals. And the way you can do that is first you can build a cash buyers list and then cater to that list by other wholesalers' properties that they have on the contract.
All right. This one.
But it all starts with making sure you just educate yourself really well on it. I hope that made sense and answered the question.
Somebody on TikTok said it's not a good look for you to be eating and trying to teach people. Okay.
Well, it's sort of like a thing.
Yeah. You never seen a mukbang before?
Go to YouTube and do a search for mukbang. I didn't know it existed either. I might would have agreed with you before we started doing this, but guess what? These are some of the more, on these daily lives, these videos get more views than the normals. So it ain't for everybody, man. Just like most things are. Thank you, Ken.
Welcome.
You're so gracious.
All right, this is on TikTok. Should I get a 1-800 number prior to purchasing the bandit signs?
No, I've tried that. No. Local numbers are going to work better than an 800 number. They just are. I was a guinea pig on there and spent a few $1,000s before I figured that out. So no. The service that I use, there's other third-party services out there, is Vumber.com.
Okay. This is kind of similar. You kind of answer that. But this person has a company phone. Should they use that or Google?
No. You want separate numbers. One of the reasons why you want to have multiple numbers, because you'll have a number for your cold calling, for your bandit signs, for your text messaging, for your direct mail. So you want to see what's working, and the way you can do that is by being able to track the numbers and where the calls are coming from. With a service like Vumber, it allows you to have multiple numbers for a very little money each month, plus your calls are being recorded, right? And again, you can go back and track and see what was said, know what you need to fix, what you need to do more of if it's working.
All right, does PropStream cover land flippers?
Cover what?
Land flippers?
I'm not sure what they mean by that.
I'm thinking that it's saying they want to wholesale land, maybe.
Yeah, it's going to have data on land. It's going to have the same information it would on a house for the owner, transactions, size of the lot, taxes, all of that. Only problem with land is definitely you might not have any comps, because a lot of times there's nothing to compare it to.
All right, this person is about to get a contract signed. I'm guessing he's dealing with the mother because he said the son's name is under it. How do he go about doing that?
The son's name?
Yes.
I mean, the son's name, what? Why is he dealing with the mother, I guess would be the question. If the son is the owner, why are you dealing with the mother?
All right. Flip, will you ever consider crowdfunding or capital group in the future? And this is on Instagram.
Okay. Man, I'm open to anything. I'll listen to anything. It doesn't cost to listen. For a short time, I guess it could be time is money, but I'll listen. I'm open to anything. I don't know everything. I'm always looking for other ways to make some money, but that makes sense. No network marketing. No MLM. Oh, it ain't that. It ain't really that. Yes, it is. If you send me a message, you need to listen to this call at 8 o'clock, 9 out of 10 is multi-level marketing. I'm not saying you can't make money with it. I can't make money with it. I'm terrible at it.
They want to know what you're eating.
Well, first I had a salad And now I have just some spaghetti with marinara sauce with mushrooms and jalapenos baked into the marinara sauce.
Mm.
It's gonna be some good leftovers too.
No, there's no meat in it.
Mm-mm.
Y'all know he don't eat meat. All right. This one's from Wendy Henderson. She said, "How can I find a title company that will work with wholesalers?"
Who?
A title company that will work with wholesalers.
A simple thing you can do is go to my my Facebook group, Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flip Man, and just post a question there. What title companies, what closing attorneys are wholesaler friendly in XYZ city?
Okay. All right. Big Boy Music Group said, last question. Is bandit signs, text messaging, and a little bit of cold calling good sources to get a consistent flow of deals or leads? I'm gonna say yes.
Most definitely.
Yeah. This one's from the Looney Boy TV. He said, "Do you use any apps or websites to find houses to wholesale?" Of course.
Yeah. Just go to diglater.com. Yes.
All right. This one's from N and H Home Solutions.
Text me, I'll send you the link.
Yeah, I hope you heard that, Looney Boy TV. Text him and he'll send you the link. All right, N&H Home Solution asks, "I don't care what you're doing as long as the info is fire." Period. I don't know why they be hating on
I
TikTok.
don't know why they.
It's not everybody, but they
you can't
always got
satisfy
negative
everybody. I don't
comments.
care what you do. If I'm gonna start giving out $50 a day up here on 31, somebody gonna say, "That's all you gonna give out
That's how you
$50?"
gonna give out $50?
Can't satisfy everybody.
Right.
It could be 500. It could be 500. It could be 5,000.
I think it'd be a little bit more spam on there. That's why. All right, I be moving up said, "Do you have a video on how to set up Google Voice?"
You know what? Actually, I think I do. But it's an older video, and I don't know how much it's changed since then because we don't use it. What? Oh, Bumber? It's spelled
V as in Valentine.
it's spelled like number.
Yeah.
Drop the N, add a V as in Victor.
With the setting up the Google Voice, you could probably just go to YouTube.
Oh my God.
Find
There'll
a
be
video,
tons of
yeah.
videos.
The Evolutionary Handbook said that boy eating good. And Laura Hudson said, "Ty, I love it. Eat your heart out. You're not talking with your mouth full. LOL." She said, "You're not talking with your mouth full. Like, at least you're not.
Actually, I am.
You got table manners."
Do
Somebody asked, "Was it Fazoli's?"
From who?
Fazoli's.
Where is that?
I ain't never
That's
heard
in
that
Birmingham?
before. Is that in Birmingham, Alabama? Black Corp said, "Is there a system that'll cold call for you?"
Do you mean like a tool to do cold calling, or a system that actually do the cold calling for you? If they could explain.
All right. It's Rich from YouTube said, "Can I start wholesaling at 16?"
Yes and no. At 16, you can't legally sign a contract. What you can do is educate yourself on the process, and you be the brains behind it. And you partner with someone of age, like a family member, parent, brother, sister, cousin, friend, or whoever, and that is of age, and you just be the brains behind the operation. You all partner. But you're way ahead of the game. What's your name?
It's Rich.
It's Rich. You're way ahead of the game to even be thinking about this at 16, and why you're not in school. Probably is a good thing, but why you're not in school right now? What time is it?
Well, everybody on the computer now.
All right,
Okay.
this is on TikTok. I appreciate the value you are sharing. Are you promoting educational courses for people to invest in?
Well, first, thank you for watching. I really give it all away, even in much more detail than this on my YouTube channel. Over 600 videos, say that 1,000 times, but 2 plus 2 still 4. So you really can access all the content on how to do this there. But to answer your question, I do offer actual courses and products and coaching directly from me as a paid option, but you never have to pay me a dime to learn this from me. That's for people that want to maybe move things forward faster and to be able to tap into my 18 plus years of doing it. So, but you never have to pay me a dime or whatever to learn this.
All right, this is on Instagram. I just moved to Tampa. How can I generate hot leads? Sorry.
Well, Tampa is a decent sized market. So going to be plenty of opportunity there. But you're going to do the same things we do in any other market. Watch enough of my content, maybe others, a lot of the same things we say to generate leads, starting with driving for dollars, door knocking, cold calling, text messaging, bandit signs, ringers voicemail, Google AdWords, Facebook ads, other wholesalers, and so on.
All right, this is on TikTok. What's a good CRM?
Thank you. That must be my brother watching. I offer a CRM. If you go to
And dollar.
if you just text me, I'll send you the link for both of those on the dollar and the CRM. Just text me on the 964-5243.
All right, this is also on TikTok. Thank you. I'm curious to know, why are you doing this for free?
So, I may meet a great person like yourself. Who knows? We can get some money together. But for real, part of it's that. Part of it is it started out as a hobby. I just so fascinated with the internet because it hadn't always existed. Some of y'all might not know that. It hadn't always existed. It's fairly new technology in reality, to the masses anyway, to the public. And so I thought it was just so amazing that you could put something out there, a website, a video, whatever, and people from all over the world could actually see it. And sometimes that may turn into money. So it started out as a hobby, and I took my knowledge of and my experiences of what I know about real estate and wholesaling in general and just started putting out videos on YouTube. And so part of it is a hobby. So normally if you have a hobby, you enjoy it. Would that be a good definition of a hobby?
Mm-hmm.
Something that you have. So, but it actually started to turn into something that could produce income also on top of that, even though that was part of my intent also. So I wanted to be able to put out content. Like you have other people that do the same thing, don't get me wrong, but I want to be different, especially when I started back then. People just tell you how much money they make, or this person say how much money they make. Yeah, that's lovely. You're doing great. But how did you make the money? So I thought that was more important, to tell someone how I've made money versus just sitting up there bragging about how much money I've made or whatever. Because that does you no good to sit up here and just tell you how much money I made instead of telling you how I've made the money. So that's how it came about or whatever.
All right, somebody also said, what was that company you mentioned again? Bumber,
yeah.
And this person said, let's see. I also got offered a job as a home inspector. Is that a great way to learn ARV and what's needed in rehab situations?
Home inspection is not the same as an appraiser. So no, that won't help you with an ARV. But you can learn that just through watching my episodes of Comps 101. Just do a search for Flip Man Comps 101. Just text me, I'll send you the link. Is that the answer to everything?
Yeah. All right, this one's from Alicia Sanders. She said, Ty, what are your thoughts about the upcoming up and coming market when the pandemic ends? Do you think it'll be a lot of foreclosures?
They say it's still 10 million people unemployed from before the pandemic, which means out of that 10 million, some of them were homeowners.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were paying rent to landlords that had mortgages on those properties. So I don't know how much, but something is going to happen. I wish I could predict that future.
All right, Stephanie Gardner said, "I'm from Cleveland." Hey, sis. Shariah, I think that's how you say that. From YouTube, she said, "How would you know the price of repairs on a property in order to calculate the CMP?"
I'm going through some napping, man. A simple way to do it, it's not set in stone, but it's a generalization. If the property is livable, multiply the square footage times $25. If it's not livable, multiply times the square footage by $40.
All right, the evolutionary handbook said he gonna fall asleep after he get done eating. That's probably gonna be all of us.
Well, for me, everybody's different because I consumed all of these greens first. Mainly, very little salad dressing. Normally, I don't. It doesn't do that to me. Food doesn't do that to me normally.
It definitely hit me yesterday.
You was pitiful.
Yeah, I was trying.
Till she got cussed out on a cold call.
Y'all, somebody cussed me out while we was cold calling. He said, "I don't deal with scammers."
That's what he said.
Yeah, and I had to hang up in his face. Bastard. All right, this one's from N and M Home Solution. Is it good to go straight to the owner financing, or is it a good thing to go straight to owner financing if their asking price is too high to wholesale?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thomas AG asks, what paperwork do buyers require?
A contract. If you all agreed on a price that works for both of y'all.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm not sure how to say the first name, but last name Jackson on YouTube. They said, "How do I stand out in a city like Las Vegas? I need my first deal."
It's still going to boil down to marketing, as I mentioned before, and being consistent. Whatever marketing technique fits your resources and time, and you as a person, be consistent with it. When I say consistent, have in your mind saying, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try to fix and improve it every day, even if it takes me 6 months. I'm going to use this as a form of marketing. You got to have that mindset, because but if you're generating leads, you know you're doing the right thing. Even though if everybody's saying or giving you prices that don't work, if you're actually talking to sellers, you're doing the right thing. It's just a matter of time.
You know what? This is on Instagram. What state would you suggest a newbie to start in?
What state are you in now?
Best cold calling list? ?
I don't know if there's a best. There's so many different ways to build one. If you'll text me on the number, I'll send you a video. It's the text message video, but it'll show you how I build lists or whatever. Just text me on the number. Good.
Somebody just made a statement on cold calling. They said people be so upset when you call them.
They can be. Well, part of it is you're not the only one that called them. Sometimes, life is tough, man. Sometimes you just catch them at a bad time. And you just gonna catch the end of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm not trying to hit it. My feelings weren't hurt. It was more funny than anything because I was in here with y'all.
So that they was saying.
What you saying?
Yeah, I made him repeat it. I said, you don't do what?
She couldn't believe he had said that.
I said, you don't do what? I don't do work with scammers. He had to spit his snuff out to say that. Okay, this one's from Pat P. Where to find hot zip codes?
Well, you can do that through Zillow. You choose a city, just put the city name in there. Sold in the last 90 days, houses as far as the type. And then you're going to just create your Excel spreadsheet. You start counting. It may take a little while. That's the free way of doing it. It may take a little while to do it.
All right, Kirsten Morton said, hey, y'all. Hey, girl, hey. All right, the Victory MAGA. No, I don't know what that means. He said, hey, Ty, new to your channel. I'm loving it. Is there a specific way to qualify a cash buyer before handing over the address?
Oh, before I answer that, if someone created a playlist of all my videos and he sort of organized them based on the topic, if you'll text me on the number, I'll send you the link to those playlists that he set up.
Cool.
But what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I just swallowed some pepper. His question was, I'm new to your channel and I'm loving it. Is there a specific way to qualify a cash buyer before handing over the address?
Before handing over what?
The address.
Well, that's going to be tough to do, man. You know, because the only way someone can evaluate the property, they got to have the address. No different than you. How could you evaluate the property when you were trying to do the deal? They got to have the address. But that's the purpose of your contract. No way real around that.
All right, Vanette Rhodes said, thank you for helping us.
You're welcome, Annette. Wrong.
Jaquez Parker said, is Atlanta, Georgia a good place to start?
Most
Absolutely.
definitely. Yes.
We Buy Houses Cash said, can I wholesale in my all over? Can I wholesale all over my state?
Yeah, you can. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha God said, is Zillow a good place to start?
For most people, no. But most people not going to know how to handle those type of leads because properties that are already for sale, especially with the real estate agent, there are a lot of hurdles you got to jump through before a newbie, it can sour you on this business really quick. No.
All right. Somebody on Instagram said, how much to book a one-on-one call?
I don't really do it
He
that
said, I
way.
just need a couple hours.
I definitely don't do that. I don't do it that way.
All right. This is also on Instagram. What to do if the property is abandoned and I can't find the owner online via prop string or deal machine?
Say it again.
What to do if the property is abandoned and I can't find the owner online via prop string or deal machine?
When you say you can't find the owner, do you know who? So you can't find who owns it? Because that's different than trying to find the owner. Assuming you can find who owns it, you know, you're going to have their name and their mailing address. So now it comes down to skip tracing for you to be able to get a phone number. Or when you do have the mailing address, you can send them something in the mail.
All right. This person on Instagram said, what's going on with this trace account? It says trace account means no text anymore, question mark.
I'm not sure what they mean. Be a little bit more specific.
All right, this person said, I found some really rundown houses. Should I call cash buyers after I get under contract? They're really bad.
If it's a great deal, yes.
All right, is North Carolina a good place to wholesale?
Yes. Most definitely.
All right. Okay, Michelle McDonald said your food looks yummy,
It tastes good.
and it is. Okay, because I didn't told my look. Black
Yours good
Forbes,
here?
hers gone too. Black
Oh.
Forbes said,
Oh wow.
I'm talking about a system that does the cold calling for you. That calls them for you.
Like a VA? I would have to be a human being now.
Yeah.
So,
Your forehead
hmm? Oh, I'm reading these. I thought I would.
Starting to sweat.
These jalapenos. Hey, please turn it off. It's just really fun.
Yes.
Oh boy.
It's cold.
Let's go down to 75. All you gotta do is go down to 75. There's a kick on. Oh, Jessica.
It's hot as hell in here. I was finna say that, Ken. You gonna have to turn these heaters off. It was going down.
It was going down the news.
Yes. Like, now what's going on?
Oh, that's
Why
funny.
you got that in there? Spaghetti.
Oh, got
Knowing your
jalapeno.
mouth burning, trying to act like you okay.
Oh my, you see, I ain't drunk no water. And it's almost gone.
You gonna need some milk. The water gonna make it worse.
I ain't gonna drink no milk. I might throw up.
Okay. Michelle McDonald said, I have another question. If I purchase your learn to flip 3 to 5 houses in the next 30 days without coaching course, is that all I'll need to start out learning how to wholesale houses?
In reality, it's a great foundation to speed up the process, but the videos I have on YouTube will fill in a lot of holes for you. It's a great foundation for it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, it doesn't cost that much. That's the main thing. But it gets you going. You're going to still have questions. I'm being totally transparent with you. But I answer them. You post them in the comment section of any YouTube video. I answer those on a daily basis.
All right, we got another question saying how to find an owner.
How to find owners?
Yes.
Well, assuming you have the owner's name and the mailing address, then you can use skip tracing. If you text me on the number, I'll send you the service that I use and promote or whatever. Once you have a phone number, then you can call and text them. But yeah, assuming you have the name and phone number, and that just comes from the property address. Oh, the thing it clicked. And so there you go. And so yeah, I hope I answered that.
All right. How many texts should somebody send out a day?
Ideally, at least 500, but not all at once. If you're doing it the proper way, if you text me the word text, I'll show you how you're going to stagger that. You might send out 100, 5 different times of the day or whatever. Mainly because you'll get responses back so fast, you won't be able to manage them.
All right. The trace account, does that mean no more texting? How are you going to handle texting now? You tried to rephrase the question he asked earlier.
Is he saying track?
He said traced on here. Maybe he meant track. Okay, I don't know.
Is it spelled TRACE?
TRACED. The traced account.
I'm not following it. So I know some stuff supposed to be coming down the pipeline. I don't know if that's what he was referring to.
All right. This person's a realtor in California. Is my state a good place to start finding deals?
Oh, most definitely.
All right.
I need something sweet now.
I got some candy.
Mm-mm.
All right. What's the best way to handle pre-foreclosures as far as wholesale?
Wow. That's funny. Well, pre-foreclosures, I went through that diatribe 2 days ago. I'm not going to go all the way through it again. But at the end of the day, it just depends on how much they owe with a pre-foreclosure. Well, the first thing, can you actually get in contact with that person? They're very hard to reach. And that particular type of list is a very competitive list. It is one of the hardest ways to find a wholesale deal, especially for newbies. Let me just say that first. Secondly, even if you can get in contact with them and they want to sell, now it just depends on how much they owe. Depending on how much they owe will determine if it's going to turn into a short sale or maybe a subject to a lease option. But it's so many avenues that directions it could go in, assuming you can get in contact with them. But you understand, when someone going through a pre-foreclosure, they're not paying that. Would you all say the mortgage is the main bill?
Don't you usually pay your mortgage first?
Yeah, I'm saying it is like the tone setter for every other bill in the house, or it should be. It should be like the tone set on the car you drive, the clothes you wear, the food you eat, all of that, or whatever. Cause that's the main bill. A piece of real estate is normally going to be the biggest investment most people make in their entire life, which is normally your shelter, whatever. So if they're not paying that bill, they're probably not paying some other bills also. So you know what that means? Collection agencies are calling you. The collection arm of those businesses are calling them. So they're not answering any strange numbers in most cases, right? Now they may respond to a text message, but they definitely not answering any strange numbers. So, but again, that list is so competitive because most people, the first thing they think about with real estate and a real estate deal is they think the word foreclosure. So you have foreclosure and then you have pre-foreclosure. So, you know, I got stuff on it. Like, so you go back and watch 2 days ago, I went into it or whatever. I'm not going to go into it today or whatever, but that's one of the harder ways to find a real estate deal for wholesalers, period.
Okay, this person said Oklahoma has passed a no wholesale law requiring a real estate license. What do we do?
Well, get the license. that doesn't mean it's illegal. They just said they just want you to get a realtor's license. Now, I'm not familiar with that. I'll look that up. Matter of fact, I'll reach out to one of my guys out in Oklahoma or whatever. But you know, they're not saying you can't do it. They just want to regulate it with the license. Now, I've went through how you can get around that or whatever. If I was there and I didn't want to get a license or whatever, you know, legally, get around it legally. I'm only going to talk about ways to make money legally. I don't even know any other ways. But but yeah, that's okay. That's all right. You deal with it when it comes. That's fine.
Okay, and it was Trace Act, not Trace Account.
It's a Trace Act.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, okay. You know what? I need to reach out to my man over at Batch Leads and see how that's going to affect things. I'll do that as soon as we get off here.
All right. Okay, Michelle Smith said, how do you cloud a title?
How do you cloud a title?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a memorandum of contract is probably what she's referring to. And basically you're going to record a memorandum saying that the seller and you have signed a purchase and sales agreement. And so when they pull a title on it, that has to be you can turn it off. You can push it back up. I'm good. Hey, we're gonna get a skull cap. And so, but yeah, you would just record that. So whenever the title is put, it has to be addressed.
Okay, this one's from Michelle McDonald. She's saying you have a good heart.
Michelle, answer all the questions.
She said you have a good heart, Flipman, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to help us in wholesaling for free. God bless you. All right, We Buy Houses Cash said, how much should I be text blasting a week on text to flip? I have a small budget.
At least 100 a day. 100 a day. So we'll say 600. At least that many. Ideally, if you want to do more, but at least that many. With a small budget, I guess you would say.
All right.
Did you take a picture of this? before we start? Okay.
N&M Home Solutions said, can I virtually wholesale with my LLC, or do I have to register? Do I have to get a registered agent in that market?
No, you're fine in the state that you're. If you're doing it in a different state or something, you're fine.
All right. Alpha Guy said, what's the best way to find leads for a newbie with very little to no money?
Well, you have to define what very little to no. I
Right.
know what no money is. So what's little money? That's relative. But some of the cheaper ways, the zero way of doing it is to build a cash buyers list first, maybe 4 to 5 cash buyers, and then just wholesale other wholesalers' properties. Right? That costs you zero or whatever. You're driving for dollars. It's just basically gas money. Those are going to be the least expensive. I don't even know anything really cheaper than that. I guess door knocking, or whatever, but you're still going to have something to target. And how you target those will be done. So when you're driving for dollars, a couple of things. Let me just back up. Also, when you're driving for dollars, you're looking for vacant houses because they're easy to identify as possible distress situations, right? So you write down the address, figure out who owns the property, and then you reach out to them by either mail, phone call, or whatever. Because you'll be able to have their name and mailing address. What did I say? Oh, man, on the wholesalers, that's going to be the least expensive ways to do it. One of them is zero, another one is just gas money and time. So.
All right, God Body Ghost said, is Tennessee/Nashville a good market for wholesaling? I'm sure it is.
Most definitely.
Nashville is
how many minutes were you?
Big city. 56 and 45 seconds. Right. Big Boy Music Group said, my bad, I got another. Oh, that's fine. You don't have to apologize. Is subject to and owner finance the same thing? And can you explain briefly? Also, what can't you say when you text messaging?
Well, owner subject to is a form of owner financing. So, okay.
Okay. And what can't you say when you're sending out the text?
And on the subject to thing, just hit my boy Pace Morby on Instagram on that. He's the expert on that. What can't you say on text messaging? Mm-hmm. Well, the issue is normally you have some what they call negative words like property, house, buy, sell, things of that nature. And someone put that up on the screen the other day, didn't it? You did it, or whatever. So ideally, what you're trying to do, you don't even have to mention anything initially about their real estate. You're just trying to get them to respond. So you may be just like, I'm just gonna throw. So it's gonna be crazy. So don't use it. So I'm just throwing something out there to let you know that. If I say something, then enough people will start doing the same thing or whatever. But my point is that you just got to get them to respond. You may say, hey, John, isn't the sky blue? And whatever. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying you got to get them to respond or whatever. So it may not be nothing related to real estate. So use your creative juices to get them to respond. Once they respond, now you can send them anything.
Okay. All right. Jaquez Parker said he needs some milk. That's old from when we were laughing at you.
What? Oh, the milk?
Yeah. Well,
I still ain't drunk now. I'm good.
I know. It's all right. You ain't got to act hard.
I'm a gator. I don't want to come to that eating.
You ain't got to act hard. I really thought. I'm like, is something wrong? You was sweating.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this is from DJ Cree. He said, hey, Ty and team, I just want to say thanks. I have 2 closings lined up this month worth $35K. The first one is tomorrow. Congratulations.
Boom. Hercules.
Right. 10.
All right. This person said, could I get on live with y'all? Yes.
Yes. I didn't even say that. Yeah. Just text us.
Text the word Gator.
Text the word Gator. Text the word Gator to the number to 205-964-5243. Now we're not gonna be here much longer.
All right. This is on TikTok. What's the fastest way to flip a home?
The fastest way to flip a home? Mm-hmm. You mean wholesale or flip it?
It's flip.
Wholesale is a form of flipping, but I guess we're talking about wholesale, so that's what they assuming. Probably the fastest way to do it is, as I mentioned before, build a buyer's list. You can do that. If you text the word cash to my number, the 205-964-5243, build you a quick buyer's list using that video on how I show you how to do it. And then just start searching on the internet. Wholesalers are posting their deals all over the place. Facebook Marketplace, Facebook group, LinkedIn groups, Craigslist. They put out signs or whatever, and reach out to them. Go in the wholesale groups on, well, I already said that, Facebook, and start wholesaling their properties to your buyers list. That's the quickest way to do it, and doesn't cost you. It can be from zero. The method that I'm gonna show you online is gonna cost you maybe $100, but who can't come up with that?
All right, this is on TikTok. What's a good way to raise private equity?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
That's not my lane.
Somebody have a lot of questions about foreclosure homes, but they didn't ask. So
Yeah. Well, I sort of went through it with the pre-foreclosure thing or whatever. So.
All right, Brittany B said, "How do I know if I have a deal? 2 duplex in Connecticut. Sellers asking for 279,000, and they have an equity of 104,000."
Well, that's an income producing property, so you need to know what the rent rates are. What are they paying? How long have they been paying? Hopefully, the seller will be transparent with you, let you know how good of a tenants they're, how good they are as tenants, and then are they paying the market rate? Are they currently paying the market rate? And then you'll have an idea if it's an opportunity or not. Because the idea for a property like that is to be able to cash flow. At the end of the day, does it cash flow?
All right, this is a good question. It's from Leroy Strokesman. He said, "So when you quit your job, did you have words with your boss, or did you just bounce?"
Nah, I'm not that type of person. It would take a lot to get me there, like a lot, especially in that position. Because number one, from that particular situation, the last actual job that I had, I was so appreciative because I had quit the job and came back that they let me have the job back. The reason it took me 3 years to quit from the time that I started wholesaling in real estate from my first deal in March of 2003, and I quit in May of 2006, I really could have quit that within that first year, right? I was that confident that I could make this work, that I could feed myself. And I don't know if I had saved enough money, though, but I didn't know any better back then. I probably would have just quit. But because they gave me an opportunity to get the job back, it just made me stick around much longer than what I should have. So, but it had just got to the point where the job was getting in the way of me making more money, because I was easily doubling and in a lot of months quadrupling what I was making on the job or whatever. So one day I came in I worked a split shift. And if you don't know what a split shift is, I work from 7 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And then I would be off and come back at around 3. So that 3 to 3.5 hours each day, I used to, 3.5 to 4 hours each day, I would go out and do stuff for my business wholesaler. It was perfect. And so, but I was in a call center. I worked at Bell South, which is now AT&T, bought them a few years back. I worked in a call center. It was very tight, on the time. If you're supposed to be back at 3 o'clock, it means 3 o'clock. It ain't play. You know what I'm saying? So, but they pay for just taking calls or what we're doing. They pay really well, for that or whatever. So they're on you. Then I was in the collection agent where people call in and make arrangements on their bill, but part of our job had transitioned to us upselling them. They're already calling in to make arrangements on a bill that they can't pay, but we're supposed to still try to sell them stuff. So anyway, so one day, they probably about to fire me anyway, because, I already wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I was using the folks copier and just making thousands of stages of flyers and stuff. I was just clowning, using their fax machine. I just had my own little office up there. And so
one thing about us, we gonna use them.
Oh, I maxed them out. And so
We gonna use them.
so anyway, they told me it's not like that no more. You can't do it like that, the way I was clowning. But some of my friends still work there. But so anyway, so one day I came in off a split shift. I don't remember if I had just closed a deal, maybe a day or two before that day or whatever, and somebody said something crazy to me, one of the supervisors, they were good at doing that. And I said, Tyrone said to himself in third person, you don't have to do this anymore. So I buzzed the clerk's desk, told her I wasn't feeling well, and whatever time she needed to give me, I was out. So for the next 2 weeks, I reported out. And so April 30th, 2006, it was on a Sunday. And the reason I went up there on a Sunday, I went to turn in my resignation letter because no one was in the office. I didn't want to have to go, no, we're going to miss you. And I didn't want to go through all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's not me or whatever. So I put a resignation letter on my immediate supervisor's desk and put another one on the clerk's desk. You know, because the way they operated, if you didn't come into work, they were going to call you, especially if you didn't call them, they were going to call you. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, what's the problem? Why you not here or whatever. So that's how I quit. May 1st, officially May 1st, 2006. I dropped the mic.
And now you done broke the mic. Playing.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's how it happened.
All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what's up. Hey, when I got that job, well, you couldn't, Lord, I was so happy.
That was a good job.
What?
Yeah.
Hey,
Great job.
I was so happy.
You was at a call center. You weren't working in no factory.
No, yeah, man. You know, hey, I was so happy.
Yeah. All right, Brittany B. This is follow up. I'm gonna go back up to the other questions, but she said the rent on that duplex is $1,542.
Total or each?
I guess each. It says the asking price is $279K and the equity is $104,140.
The equity doesn't matter if they were not willing to give it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless she's saying it's worth 383. You know, like the ARV would be 383 on what it would probably be worth. But if she's just saying that what they owe compared to what they're trying to sell it for, then, you know, I don't know how attractive that deal is. That's like about $2,100 a month. You know, I guess that mortgage probably be, I don't know, maybe on 279, basically 300. That mortgage probably, I don't know what it would be. I don't know. I can't even try to sit up here and get maybe 1,500 or so. I don't know how well that wouldn't cash flow that well. It doesn't seem like. So it doesn't sound, just on the surface, I'm just trying to do it in my head. It doesn't sound like it would cash flow that well.
All right, Leroy Strokesman said, should I just start out with houses in the hood starting out? I'm in Atlanta too, by the way.
Oh, back on that deal, I guess you would have a down payment. So you really wouldn't be paying a mortgage on 279. You'll probably have to put 20% down. That'd be 60. It probably would cash flow decent. I don't know. I can't do, but go ahead. So what was the question?
Leroy Strokesman said, should he start out wholesaling houses in the hood? He's in Atlanta.
That's where I started. Not saying you just got to do that, but that's where I started. Still move those in those areas. And in a lot of cases, why those can be a little bit more attractive, assuming there's activity, a lot of activity in those areas, which that's not difficult to figure out, is that a lot of those properties don't have mortgages. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of equity there to be negotiated.
All right. The Hookup Marketing and More said, I saw an FSBO. Can I start there? For sale by owner, FSBO or FSBO is short for sale by owner. Again, hopefully it's not a listed property. It's not listed online, just a sign in the yard or whatever. But yeah, you can definitely start there. Now, guys, we have to wrap this up. Again, make sure you like this. If you like my video or anyone's video, you can always access what you've liked. A lot of times people watch a video and they can't get back to it. Then you can go into your library on your YouTube app. And I'm talking about like it everywhere on all the platforms, but I'm specifically talking about YouTube. If you like it, then if you go in your library, you can go and see your liked videos, and boom, I will appear. Also subscribe to the channel so you are alerted whenever I go live. Make sure you select the all button when you tap the little bell so you can get
everything that I post if you're interested in that. So if you're on TikTok, follow them on Instagram, follow them on TikTok. You can text the number for everything, the 205-965-243 for the contract, text the word contract. For the script, text the word script. For the CRM, text CRM. You want to split deals with me, text 50 /50. You want probate leads, text the word probate. If you want to build a cash buyers list before you get started, text the word cash. I don't think I left anything out, did I? And you want the closing detail sheet that I use to put deals together once you have a seller and buyer on the contract, text the word close. So everything, these are going to replay mode on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, YouTube when this is over, so you can watch this again, or you can share it with someone else that may want to watch this that couldn't watch it now. Again, make sure you like this. Please, please, please. It helps us out a lot.
Share it.
Keeps us encouraged to keep doing this. So again, you have no excuses. You have nothing to lose when the knowledge and training is.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Yep. 205.